Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, is Kyle and Claire's love story doomed already on The Young and the Restless? Well, you got Victor, and clearly he has nothing else to do better than to sit there and meddle in his grandchildren's lives after meddling in his kids' lives for, well, probably longer than I've been watching the show. So, this is the next logical step, obviously. Um, Now, we're going to sit there and talk about obviously all the shows, General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and of course, Beyond the Gates. As you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button. I'm going to sit there and do roll call. We're going to get this started. As always, I am one person. There is about 11 people so far, so if I do miss a comment, don't take it seriously. Amy is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Queen of the South is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Me Cobb is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Crystal is in the chat. How you doing tonight? I'm doing good, Queen of the South. How are you doing? Who is Dante to be blaming Danny? Did you watch today's episode, Sean? Did you watch today's episode? Before we get started on that, we got a lot to talk about, people. Doing good. Okay. Well, did you see the fact that he actually did kind of mellow down a little bit? Yes, Wayne, they did. 18 years later, and now he wants to sit there and file a lawsuit for millions of dollars. Yeah, there's nothing sketchy about that. Um, like, there you go. Oh, of course, Queen, of course. Why did not show up on my phone? I don't understand that. Anyway, um, yeah, no, they definitely did. 18 something years later, and they want to sit there and start filing. Like, none of that makes sense. None of that makes sense. And the thing is, I'm not necessarily saying whether it did or it didn't happen, but the story is sus as hell. What's good, Wink? The story is sus as hell. Hella sus. Anthony, the number one YouTuber, how are you doing tonight? Hope all is well with you. Oh, like, where was my damn music going? Oh, this is not the one I wanted. Okay. Okay. Rainy night, right, Sean? Yeah, it's been shitty all day. Ring says I'm doing better than Liam, so no complaints. Yeah. But see, this is the problem, though, right? Because well, funny thing is that they played today's episode yesterday on Paramount Plus. So they didn't play it on TV because of the whole Pope stuff or whatever, but they played it on Paramount Plus stuff. So yeah, Ronnie Ron, Ronnie Ron. I don't know, Ron. It's a good question. Can't say that one way or the other. But I'm glad you did get a chance to watch it, though, Wayne. I appreciate that. Last day was good. Needs to be better, Mom Taraka. Um, so here's the thing, though, Sean. Like I said, Dante was actually a lot more mellow then, and you asked a question before. You sat there and said, why is he sitting there blaming Jason for being, if Dante is blaming Jason for being a better father? But the thing is, you got to remember something, Sean. Rocco only went to that party because of Dan, you know? And, granted, Rocco did sit there and say, hey, listen, he didn't force me to do this. He didn't force me to do that. I chose to do this. He took responsibility for his actions, but you have to understand, like, from a parent's point of view, he always knew that Rocco was very kind of like very quiet and shy or whatever. So he's not the type of person that will go to a party. But Danny would. He followed Danny. So I can see how he's not there blaming Danny in a sense. Um, but he wasn't going to go hard on Danny, so he went hard on Jason for, him being a. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that last thing. Sorry to hear that. Ego says Lulu thinks her only child is Charlotte and we have not seen her in ages. Get a new actress on the show to play Charlotte. Oh, yes. I forgot about that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I mean, it'd be interesting if he buys the hospital run. I don't think that he is, though. Okay, cool. Last day. Let me keep me posted when you can, okay? Oh my god, that's so good. So good. Did I even actually have my Maz in here tonight? Oh, damn. Wink, it was actually a perfect time to sit there and tell somebody that I was it was a perfect time to sit there and tell somebody to 86 someone. I just had a troll come in here. But I didn't have any of my mods. Like none of my mods is here, so I couldn't sit there and say, yo, 86 is asshole or whatever. So I just wound up blocking it myself, but damn. Like the one time I was gonna sit there and say, hey, it was a few minutes right into the stream. And somebody said a trolling comment or whatever, and I was like I looked around, I was like, yo, yeah, I mean, nothing didn't happen. I went up blocking it because I didn't have any in my mind. So I was just like, all right, you know. Yeah, that's correct, Sean. Having a hugging moment, such a strange moment. I feel like Liam watching these. I feel like Liam's watching these soaps of today. But see, that's the problem, though, right? Ego is like it's all gonna go down the drain. This is the problem. They build up all this emotional stuff, and then when they save Liam, all that shit's gonna be for nothing, right? All that shit is gonna be for fucking nothing. If you wanna get a job right, you got to do it yourself. Yeah, it was just like you know. I was like, damn, I haven't had a troll come in my stream in such a long time. It kind of took me off guard for me. I was like, I looked at that because I looked at the title. I was like, and then I looked at what you said. I was like, the fuck did you just say to me? So it took me a second to kind of like register it. Last it says, hope I feel bad for her today. Like, wow, she would truly care about Liam and have been way too. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go. I'm going to let that go. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the second one down. Well, it wasn't. I don't know if it was cancer, but it was something. But they did do exactly the same thing though. And that's what I'm sitting there saying. Like all this emotional stuff is going to go nowhere. That's my issue. I mean, I could sit there and say that about Carter. I can say about Carter and the men that she's been with. You know, in that image, yes, in that image, she um only cares about what a man could do for her. You know, she had no problem sniffing using Thomas as a sex toy. But the minute that he wanted something more, she practically shoot him away. And the problem with that was that y'all had a good family dynamic, a good working family dynamic, but you decided you want to be greedy and effed it up. Now your son is halfway across the country. Your line was starting to fail without him. And this was, I honestly tell you, I blame all of that on Hope. All of it. I tell you what they're gonna do. So, yeah, exactly. What's good, Big Nate? Luna and Steffi got something in common. Walking, yeah, exactly. And the thing is with Steffi, she walked through like the patio room. Like she didn't even walk. She didn't even just like open up the door and just walk on in. She walked through the goddamn patio. I do, Eagle, because she had to sit there and be all like, um, she wanted her damn joystick. Long story short, she wanted her damn joystick. I'm gonna wait to you in better spirits to sit there and say what I'm gonna say. Like I'm not even. Unless this bottle hits me before then, I'm a make sure good spirits. Um, well, yeah, she only cared about what you call it when it was good for her. My whole issue though, Eagle, is that Sasha was being such a hypocrite. She was being such a goddamn hypocrite, talking about what you embarrass yourself on TV and everything. I'm like, boo, you don't remember you sat there, you was destroying that journalist card because he got you upset and you embarrassed yourself then. I love how she sat there and said, "Oh, how come you didn't go? How come, she was like, when are you gonna sit there and take your kids to go and see Michael?" I'm like, when are you gonna go and take your son to go see Michael or your daughter to go and see Michael? She had no problem sitting there trying to call her out and sit there and say, that's my whole thing though. Sasha sat there and said, "Well, when are you going to take your kid to go see Michael?" Oh, you don't want Michael nowhere near your child, which is also his child, by the way, but you have your audacity to come at her inside. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's the part that just really like irritates me. That she came across as such a goddamn hypocrite. Uh, But see, that's the problem with Sasha. Sasha. Also, I'm like, bro, how do you want to sit there and start talking about Willow and you took money from your kidnapper? You took money from your goddamn kidnapper, the same person that kidnapped you and three other people, but you had no problem sitting there doing business with your kidnapper, with essentially a goddamn criminal, but you have the audacity to come at Willow? Nah, bro. You need to check that shit at the door before you sit there and start coming. Like you're not. My whole thing is like you're not qualified to judge Willow. When she said like I have every right to judge you, it was like I always sat there and looked there. I was like, this might be the dumbest chick I've seen on General Hospital so far. And her storyline is shit now. I mean, her storyline is getting a little bit better. Like I didn't really care for her being a cook at the Quartermains. Was good though. See, I found that was just stupid. But Sean says, "What is Sasha's purpose on the show?" I mean, she's going to be used for drama and stuff like that. It's just like you can't. It's just that she came across as a hypocrite today, a total, utter fucking hypocrite. It's hard to watch Yates on some days. Let me tell you something, Wayne. I mean, this is the benefit of, this is why I enjoy watching all five of the soap operas, right? Because I don't have to sit there and like, there's just certain things that they do on General Hospital. I'm just like, what's good, Valerie? Like, there's just things that they do on General Hospital. Sometimes it's like, you know what? It's a good thing that I watched Days of Our Lives. Ron says, Abby, when Kat and Yuji starts dating, how do you think that Belle will do? Well, they're not going to be dating because she's just pathetic. Also, I don't buy Marina. Well, she's not going to be dating. So I don't think that they're going to be dating, Ron. Yeah, what's good? What's good, Valley? It's good to see you. Yeah, Shakira, Days was good today. Days was good. Except for the Alex and Stephanie part. I felt like that shit just like made the episode sink down like a goddamn rock. Um, I understand why they put them on today, but what's good, Shakira? I understand why they put them on today. I got that part, but they don't do anything. I feel like they don't do anything for the show. They don't like. I don't know. But I mean, well, they do something for the show. They added the romance, so I get that part. Everything else is good. Wayne says Stephanie gets on your does. She's a character I mean I don't hate her, but she's not one of my favorites. You think so, Sean? I say that I say that every year. I say that every year. What's good, Gloria? How you doing tonight? I say that every year Jocelyn has an age in this house. I feel like I'm the only person that like the Jocelyn stuff, but I don't know. My whole thing is like I like characters that other people don't like, and I'm totally fine with that. Like I don't think that Willow is the worst person in the whole thing, like in the whole show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not is entirely happy with everything that Willow has done. No, Sean. Like I said, I've been saying that for 3 years. You know, but I get it. People don't like Willow, and it's whatever. Um, it's just whenever I sit there and see 1 second, right? Whenever I sit there and see the scenes between Willow and Sasha, and people like the thing is, people will sit there and side with Sasha, and I'm like, yo, Sasha has her fucking issues too, but people tend to ignore those issues because they don't like Willow, and I think that's the part that just like. Valeria said the actress that plays Leslie Laura's mom passed it. Oh, wow. Let me take a look and see what that is. 1 second, Ron. My thoughts on her. What do you mean? What are my thoughts on her? I mean, I can take her or leave her on. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on her, unfortunately. They don't show her in much where it's like I can get like she's more of just like you know Denise Alexander. Oh, okay. Oh wow, shit. Okay. Demetrius says, "What's your thoughts on Xander behaving towards Felicity?" Okay, it's very controversial, Demetrius. It's very controversial because on one hand, I understood he was angry, right? He was scared. He was panicking. But I don't think that he went as hard on her. All he said was that she was careless, right? And on some level, I felt like they kind of overreacted. I felt like Chad and Kat overreacted. All they said, all she said was, "Well, be careful how you talk to my sister. Be careful." All I said was that her mistake nearly cost Sarah her life. But then Xander felt bad about it afterwards, and it's like I wish he would have been able to apologize, but he couldn't. But I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like what he said to her was that bad. Like I really don't. And Ron, you asked me what's my thoughts on Felicity. I mean, I can take her or leave her. I don't like I don't I'm happy that the actress has found work. I don't think there's a lot. I have never seen a person. I've never seen an actor or an actress on a show that had Down syndrome. You're on a soap opera, so I think that's cool. But as far as the character is concerned, I don't really care. Like I don't really care. And and the sad thing is, I feel like even me saying that could be a little controversial. I don't give a shit, but I'm just saying, like, Dolomedics. Oh my god, 21 minutes in, and I was like, bro, where were you before? I was gonna sit there and say, I need you to 86 this. I needed you to 86 someone. I was just about to sit there. It caught me off guard. And I was about to say something, and I was like, oh wait, none of my moms are here. I guess I had to 86 this person myself. Some troll account. Some troll account. It caught me off guard because I haven't had trolls in a hot minute. Um, and then I looked around. I was like, "Yo, where?" I was like, "Where's my mom's at?" I was like, "All right, fuck it." But what's good, Amber? Wing says Danny's Sam's brother was special needs. Was the actor special needs, or was just the character special needs? I don't know. I mean, even if that's the case, oh shit, is Ariana, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you again. Yeah, that's the thing. Like with the actress that plays Felicity, she's has Down syndrome in real life. She also has a YouTube channel too, I think. And like I said, when it's interesting because I look at that scene, and, Demetria just asked me, um, what my thoughts. I am good, Ariana, and it's always good to see you. So look, I'm in an even better mood. So thank you for coming through tonight. I appreciate you and your time. I know that you're very busy. So Domedic said God and Light also used a special needs child for one of the characters' kids. Oh wow, okay. Maybe I should be more specific then. So I mean, they probably have used them in from time to time. I don't know if it was Down syndrome though. Like Down syndrome is something like different than you know. What's your take on Marlena visiting EJ at the Mary Mansion? Also, Chanel needs to accept that Johnny isn't. Um, I don't know. So, honestly, to tell you, Ron, it seemed as though Marlena wanted to sit there and tell EJ to not date her daughter. And she kept dancing around it. And then there was times that she just forgot about it. So that's what I would sit there and say about that. Oh, yes, you're right. Don't Max has the character of Max, Hollyoaks has a daughter with Down syndrome. Yes, that's true. I remember that because when she was leaving for a little bit, we saw her daughter. Ariana says, I gotta check in with my favorite stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. And seriously, it's good to see you again, though. I wound up doing a video. I mean, I don't know if it's your type of content, but I wound up doing a video on Smokey Robinson and that whole thing. So if you're bored, check it out. Yeah, sure. And granted, that's also UK soap, but yes, seriously, thank you. Yeah, I would definitely sit there and say, well, it seemed like I don't think that Dish and Days is going to be doing anything this Sunday, but I'm very curious to sit there and see what other people think about that scene. Though I feel like it could be a controversial scene a little bit. Um, I just want to happen in the hospital. Listen, Film Access, they actually did a special episode showcasing the difference of the cast on Hollyoaks, like Darren and Nancy's son being hearing impaired and Maxie's daughter Mimi having Down syndrome. Okay. Arena says I saw that. I'm going there next. I also saw your GH review, but didn't get it. Leave a comment. Okay, thank you. And like I said, it's interesting, Ariana. I mean, I'm not swayed one way or the other, but it sucks. I'll sit there and say it's very sus. Um, yeah, I'll sit there and say that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though, Max. I would sit there and say this much. I've seen certain shows of UK. Like I used to watch a show called Torchwood, and I feel like the stories that they did in that show would not. I don't think they would do it um, out here in the states. Also, I think that there was another show called Being Human, the UK one. I feel like there was stuff that they did in that show that they wouldn't have done, you know, with the American version. So I just feel like sometimes like certain like foreign shows, they'll go there where out here I guess they gotta it's like they trip over their own shoes or whatever to make sure that they don't trigger anyone. So but I wanna know that story about Hobby being a fireman and what happened. Firefighter. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw him like save Sarah, I was like, yo, if you tell me that he was a doctor or like he's some sort of doctor or some shit like that, I'm a flip my goddamn mind. Like Aaron says I met Smokey Robinson when I was a little girl through my mother. I can't say much except he has beautiful eyes and he was nice to me. Yeah. Um, the thing is, unfortunately, that's the problem, right, Ariana? This is another one of those he said, she said sort of thing. Throw another bottle cap. I never threw a bottle cap the first time. Like throw another one. I mean, like I never threw a bottle cap. What are you talking about? How do I know Andre? Because I've seen his concept from time to time. I just heard that. Yeah, Krista. Yeah, that used to be my show back in the day. Torchwood used to be my show. And then they did like an American version, and they had Mackay Pfeiffer in it. And, it wasn't. I feel like in some instances they kind of downgraded that show when they brought it to the states. Or a bottle cap again. I never threw one the first time. Like, what are you talking about? How do you know Andre Epps? I mean, that's the stuff that I see on there. Oh, see, this is why I rock with you, Ariana. This is why I rock with you. Very few people know about that show, and who do know about that show, fucking awesome in my eyes. Domax says Sienna's first girlfriend and a major villain on the show only had one arm. They also had a lead in a wheelchair. Oh shit, damn. They usually downgrade the shows. Yeah, they did. They did. Wow. Yeah, they hella include. And the thing is, like, whenever they have like a gay couple, or whatever, and they kiss, it's not a big deal. Like, it's really not a big deal out there. It's just out here, people freak out and they start acting all weird and shit. That is fucking awesome. Like I said, though, Max, it's just like the United States. They have a this culture is more sensitive, way more sensitive, way more sensitive. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that you could just be an asshole for, and it's like, all right, it's not acceptable. But Wayne says, like, when they did the U.S. version of Scans, it wasn't as good as the U.K. version. It wasn't, and that's awesome that you know that. It wasn't. I think there was other problems with the show that people didn't like. Um, Kind of comparing it to CP, if we're going to be honest. But I just remember the show being human because I used to watch both. Shit, I used to watch both the American and the British version. He saved Sarah's. Yeah, exactly. That's the $1 million question now. When he says American parents wanted off MTV ASAP. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they wanted a lot of things off of that network, but yes. I mean, when you start sitting there glorifying shows like Teen Mom, I mean, we kind of got a problem if we're gonna be honest. Um, I mean, seriously. Ariana says, "I love being human," and then even entertain the. Oh shit! So you only watched the British version? Okay. I got into the British version because of the American version. Ron says, "Do you think that this was a ploy by Marlena because Belle isn't listening?" No, I don't think it was a ploy. Listen to what her mom says. She knows how. No, I don't think it was a ploy. What? You got, let me answer one question at a time? Jesus. Are you surprised that Sheila didn't stop Luna from going over? No, of course not. I mean, Sheila's crazy. She's crazy. Crazy understands crazy. That is awesome, though. But yeah, it was the American version that got me into the British version. Link says my favorite UK show was Misfits, though. It was an original pilot, good character development. I feel like I heard of that show before. Domax says the character in the wheelchair was named Courtney. She was involved in a love triangle, had one night stands, had a kid, and got a big fancy soap wedding. They barely addressed her wheelchair. When was that? Like, how long ago was that? I mean, tell me, how long have you been watching Hollyoaks? Let's start with that. How long have you been watching the show? I feel like I heard of the show Misfits, though. But no, Ron, I don't think it was a ploy. It was these troubled teens who had to do community service got powers. Oh, okay. You know, I think it was on. Yeah, I remember it was streaming on Hulu for a little bit. It was streaming on Hulu for a little bit. 6 years. Okay. Damn, it's a long time. I remember. Yeah, it was. I remember actually adding that onto my Hulu account, and I never got a chance to watch it, but I remember putting it on my Hulu account. Okay, what is even a question? Ron says, Albert, well, why didn't Sheila also go over to the Cliff House, even if Steffi returned to find both? What she's gonna do? Call the police. Call the police. That's what she's gonna do. You think because there's two of them, that's gonna stop her from sitting there act like a damn Karen? How long have you been watching the show for, Ron? She wants to go over there to confront Daddy Darius about ignoring her and saying, "I don't give a damn about Steffi and her BS." I think I started right as character like Cleo was leaving. Oh shit! No, Ron. No, I wasn't angry. No, like I wasn't angry. I mean, I don't. You know, the thing is, I don't get angry. I get annoyed. I don't get angry. It's a TV show. I get annoyed. Ariana says Liam is being selfish and too much. See, and that's the question, though, right? That's the question, right? Right, Ariana. I feel like there's two camps. There are people that will sit there and say that a person has a right to the medical privacy, even when it comes towards their own family. And then there are people that will sit there and say your family and your loved ones have a right to know. See, I'm on that side. I'm on the like no, because you're gonna make these people feel like shit and make them feel like they could have did more, they could have said more. You chose to be a selfish piece of and so I don't specifically like that. Yeah, Lashana, yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Like it literally dragged down the whole episode, Lashawn. Um Domex says I've been watching so long. I remember when Joel was he was a priest. Yo, is he really the Eric is he really the Eric Brady of Hollyoaks? Yes, there's very much two sides. Yes, Wink, that is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to answer for you, Dolly, but yes, that is. And that's the problem though, Ariana. Um, I remember. when Eric was dying, and I was having this conversation, I was having this debate with Nikisha, and you know, one goddamn question at a time. Jesus Christ. Um, 1 second, Ron. And I was on the side of I think that Eric is being selfish, and Nikisha was on the side of Eric has a right to his medical privacy. Neither one of us was really right. That was just really our opinion, but I just remember us both feeling very strongly about it. Okay, I'm just gonna answer this one. Ron says, "Do you agree with me that since Everett died, that Stephanie has gotten boring?" Um, I don't really like Stephanie as a character. I never hated her, but she was never really a character that I truly liked. So I mean, I didn't really care that much, and I still don't care. That's the problem, Ron. I don't really like her personality. I think she looks, she's kind of cute. She got a little bit of a body, but Dominic says yes, Joe was Hollywood's Eric Brady. Only difference is someone told him to just be a minister instead because the celibacy thing wasn't working for him. Okay. Yep, our good old buddy Tommy. Tommy. The Dungeons and Dragons. Yo, that dude is. That's the type of person that you don't want to get upset with you. Like, cause he's not just a stalker, he's a clever stalker, right? Like he's a manipulator. He's actually kind of scary in a sense because you know he posed as a therapist, and so he has a way of like convincing people and talking to people and manipulating people. And on some level, you feel bad for him because his brother was an asshole. The brain tumor. And the guy whose son has the brain tumor, is he on? He's unassuming, so that makes him more. Now, Wink asks you, oh, okay, and the guy whose son has the brain tumor, is he on the DL? The guy who has the brain tumor, is he on the DL? Medics, you want to take that one? Because I don't. I watched like 6 soap operas. I'm just like, who's the guy who has the brain tumor? Um, that's what I was just saying though. Like that, yeah. My thoughts on that. Um, I like the fact that she's not afraid of Steffi. Steffi walks around and literally acts like she's the queen of LA. So, Queen said the guy with the sketchy eye, this stitched eyebrows, who is. Okay. I didn't watch today's episode. Okay, that is Lucas. Yes, because who's the other? Who's the other one? That is Lucas. And who's the other guy? Fuck me. Domex, who's the other guy? Is Lucas and the other guy? Stem isn't on the deal. He's super good. He was. Oh, Dylan and Lucas, and that's the other guy named Sit. Dylan, yes. Dylan's the guy who ran away with Frankie. So Sid is the other guy. Some of you got some weird ass names. Hey, what's good, Cherry? So that's his name. I was wondering what that guy's name was. I'm always like super proud when I can sit there and remember somebody's names on that show. And I don't see them on the show for a while. And I'm just like, what was his name again? His dad is Steve. Oh, Steve. He just gotta be an asshole and decide to go by some name that I can't pronounce. At least I know his name now, though. Oh, sit. Yeah. I mean, I like the name Alistar. I think that's a cool name. Um, do I have a problem? Do you have a problem with Kat and EJ? Because I'd rather look at those two. Belle just needs to do her effing job since she's taken over as a district attorney. Well, she just needs to do her effing job. Her effing job. Ring said thanks because the only two names I really know are Rex and Grace, who I call Fat Ape. Yo. Okay, hold on. Let me take another drink. You know what I'm gonna do, Wink? I'm gonna send a. Well, hold on. I want to take a screenshot of that. Hold on, because I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, and then what I'm gonna do? Then I'm gonna sit there and send the picture of Grace from Hollyoaks, so he has a reference. I mean, she is the mom. Ron says, "How do you feel about AJ and Dr. Russell working behind the scenes?" It shows that AJ is not this, you know, thick British Ava. I mean, I do like me some thick girls, so I think it shows that AJ is not reformed like he said he did. So I would sit there and say I'm much wrong. I mean, to be fair, I just yeah, I'm gonna send Kyrie's the picture of Grace from Hollyoaks, and I'm gonna sit there and send him that screenshot of you call her Fat Ava. And he is streaming tonight too, so I'll make sure I send it to him. I don't think anybody else would be interested or really care that much about a fat version of Ava. I mean, she's a little thick, she's a little thick. I like thick chicks. They're not as breakable. Well, at least he's not wearing a dirty ass white T-shirt this time, so that's a plus. I wonder what they're gonna do with Robbie. See, I remember Robbie. Don't sleep on grave. Homegirl as an assassin. She will whip out a silence and a heartbeat. She does seem like she's pretty dangerous. I kind of like that though. And you said that Mercedes was also like not one to be trifled with. Yeah, I mean that's the truth, LaShawn. Kat Green is right. Xana owes her sister an apology, especially since it was Chanel. Not only, well, see, that's the problem, all right. Like, yeah, he did accuse her. He does owe her an apology. I just don't think that he came at her as harsh as those two try to make it out to be. Because we've seen Xander like wild the f out. Gorgeous Queen Janet, this was Born Fridays on the soaps. You well, Beyond the Gates is back, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming in late into the game with that, as far as Mercedes. So like I caught her on the tail end when she was literally going through chemo and stuff like that. But well, and it's weird, right? Because the only episode that was a repeat for me personally was The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful was the only one that was a repeat because well, it came on Paramount yesterday. I thought they were going to sit there and repeat Beyond the Gates too, but was Danny was just annoying me. Um, Tomas is actually a piece of garbage if we're going to be honest. Yeah, yeah, and I already, the funny thing is, Wink, I already have a title. I already have a title for this chick next week. I already have a goddamn title for her. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I may put it out this week. I got a fucking title for her ass because she. It's just like just when you think that Leslie could not sink any lower, she pretty much just like hold my beer at this point. Automatic says Mercedes once stabbed herself to frame a rival during a cat fight. During a, during a cat fight, Mercedes was a whole villain. Damn. It's interesting, though, man, 'cause in some ways, I feel like I missed so much. Like I'm coming into the show late, and I feel like there's so much stuff that happened during this heyday that it's like I came in at the tail end of it. Like Days of Our Lives, right? I've seen clips of Days of Our Lives from a channel called Liquid Soul, and it has some good episodes, some good parts in it. And I'm not just saying that Days of Our Lives is shit now, but like it seems in some ways like it was a far cry from what you were doing back then. But I guess you could sit there and argue about General Hospital. Hmm. No, it's not going to work, Ron. I'm not. I'm not really feeling the title. But yeah, no. Leslie is just oof. That top Joy Howard acting style, like me. Tomek says you're at least getting to see Grace go dark again. They tried to make her a softer heroine for a while. I like evil Grace. Sure, and it's only see another thing that works for me is that it's 20 minutes and it's only 3 days a week. So while I was sitting there waiting to go see Thunderbolts, I caught up on Hollyoaks. I just got to sit there and catch up on 2 episodes, and I'll be good. And then when I find some damn time on Saturday, I'll pick a Saturday. I think I can start to do reviews on Hollyoaks. I think it's time. At least I'll start off and see how it is and see how the numbers is. You know, Leslie has Leslie has a community background that may that may account for some of the campiness. Yeah, I mean whatever it is, it it is not working my nerves, but um, also I know that soon we're going to be getting a new Ted, so that's going to be a thing. You got Kat that's still upset with her dad. Kat who is disappointed with Tomas. Tomas who just well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Because here's the thing. Oh, we gotta talk about something else tomorrow. This I gotta sit there and take a clip from Kyrie's stream. Yep. Yeah, it is the 15th, yes. But I gotta take a clip from Kyrie's stream, and if I can remember to do that tonight, then I'll play it tomorrow. This is, Wink, I think you were there. If you were there during that, I'm not gonna sit there and say what it is here. I'll talk about it tomorrow. There's some shit we're gonna have to sit there and talk about. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. So the actor that plays Tomas, oof, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that's green. Wing says so much happened in that stream, I couldn't even guess. When I got on there, I'm talking. I mean, yeah, there was stuff that happened, but I'm talking about when I got there. When I talked to Kyrie's for a little bit, there was a. I don't know if didn't say it was an incident, but it was definitely a teachable moment there. Some say he's the only one who doesn't seem to be improving. Yeah, uh he's pretty bad. And the thing is, I noticed it during that scene when he was there talking to her. And don't get me wrong, I know acting takes a lot more than just being able to act. I'm just saying, Wink, like it was something that happened, and like me and Kyrie sat there and looked at each other, and we're just like, "Are you fucking serious?" I mean, it's a good thing that I wasn't drinking, because I might have wilded the fuck out on his stream. But yeah, I noticed her during that scene today. I was like, "Oh, this is this is pretty bad." Um, Ron says, "But have you noticed that Steffi never goes to?" All right, yeah, Georgino. So if Kelly Spencer ends up there, because I'm sure Deacon don't want her there at the restaurant. What's good, Jay Blue? No, Ron, I haven't noticed that. Yes, LaShawn. 9:30. Domex says because Eva is one of the strongest actors, having the weakest link next to one of the strongest was wild. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. It was just glaring. It was glaring. It was bad. Oh, it's all good, J Blue. I mean, I was kind of tired too. I was wondering if I was actually going to be able to pull up the stream tonight, so I get it. So thank you for coming through. Now I'm glad you're happy about that, Ron. Take Belinda's content with a grain of salt. That's all I'm gonna sit there and say. Just a lot of stuff is like guessing and speculation and stuff. I wanted that too, J Blue, because I'm like, yo, Tracy Lulu's allowed to write whatever the f she wants. Some asshole actually came at me today talking about what did this chick sit there and say to me? Wayne says, how do you feel about Martin talking to Smade saying, I have never wanted someone to get divorced? Oh, you mean a little brownie man? What's good, Jonathan? You mean a little brownie man sitting there, getting his little temper tantrum? How dare you not sit there and tell me what granddad said to me? I'm not a little kid. Well, you're acting like one right now. Domex says even Ashley and Derek are becoming more tolerable. Cat lady broke your heart yourself. Ron says, stop lying. Ron, you are hilarious. What's good, Jonathan? Oh yeah, that's what this person. I'm not gonna say what this person is, but they say yes. But the whole reason Lulu is doing an adoption is because of BLQ. Let's not pretend that your bias against BLQ is showing. And then I write, I don't give two shits about either one of them, so I don't know what you're talking about. Let's be very clear. I don't have a bias against Lulu or Brooklyn or either one of them. Like, I don't give two flying fucks about them. They're both annoying as shit. Dominic says, Mr. Brownie Man just needs a brownie and a nap. Um, Little Brownie Man. Johnson says, what do you think of Sonny's backing down? What do you think of Sonny's backing down? I think he wants to get out the mob. And I think that he was kind of worrying today. He needs to think about his health. Did you notice that he was in pain and he tried to play it off like he was bored? He was in pain and Sip was like, "Yo, yeah, you good?" Yes, little brownie man. I mean, he got upset. And then he went over to Ted's place, and it's like, what did you hope to accomplish? Like, this is the part that I don't understand. Um, I don't know, Ron. I don't know how she will feel. I mean, she'll be upset, you know. I mean, honestly, tell you, I don't know how Amy will feel because I don't really think about Amy like that. I think she'll just be more confused than anything else, like everybody else will be. I think she'll be confused. Wayne says, is she stupid? Lulu presented three story options. One being adoption. The paper chose adoption, but Lulu suggested it. I don't think some people actually pay attention while watching. Well, the thing is, Wink, what people tend to do, and what I'm going to sit there and talk about tomorrow, is that people tend to sit there and listen with their emotions. Okay? They tend to sit there and listen with their emotions. And Wink, I want to emphasize that because when we talk tomorrow, there's a reason why I sit there and say people tend to think people tend to listen with their emotions and not actually listen to what people are saying. You know, the thing is, though, Jonathan, is that Portia sat there and thought that she was out. She thought that, like, Drew couldn't sit there and bother her and disrupt her life anymore. And I'm like, Portia, you're an idiot. I mean, you're a snake and a manipulator, but you're an idiot. You did Nina a favor. I mean, regardless, at the end of the day, though, Aaron says, I agree. I go through it. I go through it. I go through it nearly every day. Yeah, and that's the thing. And yes, that's true. That's why I said it was. She was stupid. That was before I became a mod. Yeah, exactly. I just. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just like that girl who told Tommy to stop talking. Yo, that shit. Okay, Rank. That shit annoyed the shit out of me. And you know the funny thing is though, Rank. That was before. No, that was no. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't in that stream, but I do remember that though. That's a chick that has what I call main character syndrome. So Tommy writes something that she doesn't like. So what? Ignore it. You're a grown ass woman. Ignore it. Like, what is your problem? Tommy writes something that you don't like. So what? Ariana says Portia just tee he over the tape of Drew. I'm like, so what? He wrote something you didn't like. You want the host to block somebody because he's writing something that you don't like? The fuck makes you so special? I mean, I can see if somebody was sitting there writing like hateful or racial comments or whatever, but he wrote a joke. Like, you're either some old ass Karen that needs to go take a nap or it's your bedtime. But I mean, listen, Kyrie's handled it well, and eventually she did stop after two times, which was two times too many. Actually, I wonder if she heard bad words in her head. Yep, because she did sit there and say he did sit there and say like, "Yo, listen, blackmailing is still in your wheelhouse." Aaron says Portia dime is getting dropped, and Ariana, I'm so here for it. I won't do a cake party, but I'm here for it, though. Oh, it's gonna be so great. Ariana, I may relish that shit a little bit too much. Link says Curry's tired tonight is actually in support of Tommy. It's a joke about how. Yeah, exactly. Being the nanny, Mr. Shepherd. Yes, yeah. We all get it, and it's it's his joke. Like, okay, so what? Like, why are you getting all pissy over it? And then you're gonna sit there and tell him to block him because you don't like what he's saying. Yeah, let's make the chat all about you. Anytime somebody writes something that you don't like, you could just have the person block them. Like I just like at the end of the day, the internet is going to internet, and that's a clear example. Well, yeah, Wink. The internet is going to internet. You know, let's make this all about me. I'm so here for it. Ron says, Albert, Oh, you put my whole name on it. Albert Bostic is just biased because he really wants to know Johnny to take care of someone else's child. Glad that, oh, bias. Wow, just bias. Everyone says, I know sometimes I laugh so hard about it, and I'm like, it is too much. Oh no. Yeah, I just. Johnson says Aaron could possibly get together with Gabby's daughter. Yeah, because she's going to be coming on the show as a teenager, right? She's going to be coming on the show as a teenager. Well, see, the thing is, this, I don't know, my whole thing is that, like, part of the reason why I'm relishing in this so much is because she was so nasty to Brad. And I don't even like Brad that much. But she was so nasty to Brad when he first came back and just acting like a general bully, right? Because I understood why she did what she did with Heather Weather. But she was hella nasty. She was so nasty to Brad. Even Stella had to step in and be like, "Yo, this is not a good look." So when he started blackmailing her, I was here for it. You know, I'm torn with her issue with Drew because I understand the whole standing by your man thing. But I'm like, yo, listen. At the end of the day, Drew didn't promise Curtis that job. I get a little bit of bad blood and stuff like that, but she was like over upset and like she took it to the next level. Ariana says Portia broke so many rules just breathing. Losing her license is the least of her future. Aaron, remember what I said about Liz? Listen, I still stand to this day about Liz. Like Liz kidnapped, like she was aiding and abetting in a kidnapping, and not only did she not go to jail, this shit got a goddamn promotion. She fucking kidnapped someone and she gets a promotion. Like, any, I'm never letting that shit go. Tammy, Victor needs to leave Claire and Kyle alone. Yeah, he needs a hobby or some shit. Jay Blue says, I'm glad the writers had Rocco say it was. I am too. I'm just saying, Jerry. Like, it's just wild to me. Lane says Portia judged Brad for what he did, keeping Wiley from Michael, like she kept Trina from. Yes, yes. Happy Mother's Day, Tammy. She did this. Wait, this is yes. This is why I had so much issues with Sasha today. Because everything that Sasha said about Willow, she was being a hypocrite. But what I find is so entertaining is that people still sided with Sasha because they don't like Willow. And totally ignored the shit that Willow was saying, or ignored the fact that she was a hypocrite because they don't like Willow, you know. And her, she got a statue at the entrance of the hospital. You know how? But she got a statue. Remember her getting. I remember her getting a promotion. I was already like done with it. She got a fucking statue. Well, I'm gonna have to look that shit up. I feel like Sasha was working your last nurse today. Yeah, because she came across like when she sat there and said, "Have you took your kids to sit there and see Michael?" I'm like, "Are you gonna sit there and take your child to sit there and see Michael?" No. Then shut up. On top of the fact that, like, it's none of your goddamn business if she takes her children to go see Michael. Like, who are you? Johnson says, "Do you think should still be upset with AJ?" Yeah, and that's the problem, though, right? Like, that's a tough one. I don't remember a statue out there. Oh, okay. Okay. That's a tough one, Jonathan, because think about this though. He's the product of him essaying his mom. Like in all reality, yeah. The thing is, Jonathan, in this world, there's certain things that's unforgivable, and I wouldn't be too surprised if you can't, if you can never sit there and forgive EJ for what he did. I mean, let's be honest. I don't even understand how Sammy was able to sit there and forgive him and marry him not once but twice. The thing is, I might have been drunk that night. I was like, we probably did make that what you call it, but I think I like I think I might have been drinking that night. Johnson says, "What do you think of Abe and Paulina's new plays?" It's nice. I like it. It's about time for an update. Just like I mean, I don't think you watched Young and Restless, but they the Abbott house, the way that Diane changed it, I like it. Jay Blue said, "Yeah, I'm trying not to pay too much attention when Sasha speaks of her. Her telling Jason that Michael didn't want to see her. Yes, and that's the thing though, right? Jay Blue, that's gonna wind up happening. Jason's gonna sit there and talk to Michael. Michael's gonna be like, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And eventually Drew is gonna sit there and be found out about it. He's gonna be exposed for that. What do you think of it, Jonathan? Ariana says, might have been you and I were going down the rabbit hole and pissing off certain people who were listening. Yeah, that seems about right. That totally seems about right, Ariana. That seems like something I would do. Even if I was drinking, that totally seems like me. I don't know. Yeah, and that's the thing. And the thing is, Ariana, if it was probably the early years, like the Wild Wild West years, I, I got you. That's a good one, Wayne. That's a good one. But yeah, I probably did do that. Yeah, I can be an asshole. What really kind of blew me though, Jonathan, is that people online, like people on Facebook, was in, you know, people in the comment section when I was watching the episode, people were like, Diane was disrespecting the Abbott's house and the Abbott family. I mean, they literally used the word disrespect. I'm like, she changed the color of it. And y'all assholes actually agreed to that. Like, what are you talking about? Jibu says, I forgot to wish you a National Moscato Day. Great, cheers. No, I don't. I don't think anyone, the thing is, Jonathan, we're all suspecting. You know what that reminds me of? Remember when Gio came to the show and people assumed that Gio was going to be paired with Trina? And the Sabrina fans lost their goddamn minds? It was a very fun day for me, but I remember that. I remember people like, "Oh my God, you cannot sit there. It got to be Spencer." Because every day with the sprint of fans, it's always, "Well, Spencer's coming back. He's gonna come back. He's gonna whisk Trina away. He's coming back." And just like, okay. I keep wishing upon a star. Oh, what did I do, Ron? What did I do, Ron? I riled you up. My gorgeous queen cat ladies being a bad girl already. Goddamn bad girl. Ron says I'll be European Sammy marrying EJ Demera for what she did, but you don't have a problem with her sister getting with him. You're a damn hypocrite. Oh my god, Ron. Listen, if I didn't actually find the stuff that you did so funny, I probably would have cursed your ass out a long time ago. But you make me laugh, so that is hilarious. Oh, Tammy, if only they could sit there and get Jay Blue says since Marco is his dad's lawyer, wouldn't Diane know about the deal Sitwell was trying to do with Sonny? I'm confused about that whole setup. Yeah, me too. Do I what, Tammy? Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm gonna be honest, Tammy. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get back. No, I don't think so, Tammy. I don't see the actor actually coming back. Well, I guess they can always get somebody else. I think that'd be a cop out though. I think that would literally be a cop out if we're gonna be honest, Tammy. Johnson says absent news about the CW has lost more money, and guess what causing it? What is it? What's causing it? Tell me, what's causing it? I thought about that. I think maybe the other day. I thought about that the other day. What do you think is causing it? Oh shit! Hold on. Just watch programs. It's actually funny. They're supposed to be the network's moneymakers in a sense, right? Allegedly, they're supposed to be the oh Lord, here we go with the goddamn spoilers already. I, I will be right back. So how about that? Talk about how Chelsea is a goddamn moron. And she even realized today that like she made a mistake. There we go. Okay, where's my music at? There we go. Yeah, no, Chelsea's more. They're clearly not doing as well on the CW. You know, the thing is that that's really messed up, Jonathan. It's like part of me, it's like I don't want to sit there and relish in their downfall, but part of me is like, y'all sat there and y'all, what's good, Deluxe? Y'all sat there and y'all canceled every show that people watched. Every show that people, even shows that was actually popular, like Superman and Lois, y'all just straight up canceled it. Y'all put on a bunch of dumb shit that people barely watch, and you did it to sit there and try to save some money. It just cost y'all more money in the end anyway. So like, it still makes me mad though. Every show that made the network what it was exactly. I don't recognize that network. I don't recognize that network anymore. I don't. They did all that shit to themselves. And people could sit there and say what they wanted about the show, like, oh, it was woke or it was cringe or whatever. People watch that shit though. Like people who watched it, they really did. No, and that's the problem, Jonathan. Tammy, it's funny. Like I don't watch talk shows today. I'm old school, so like for me, the talk shows I watched was like Ricky Lake and oh fuck, I had a question for you too, Jonathan. Hold on, let me answer Dolmex. Let me answer Deluxe question. I had a question for you too. Deluxe says, after all the discussions in chat, are you happy Dante told Jason that he? Well, I can't speak for them. I'm not going to speak for them, but like he did have a point that Jason is kind of well, Tammy, to each their own, right? To each their own. What the fuck is it? Like you wasn't here for a little bit, and I wrote that question. I wrote the question specifically for you. It's like I feel like I should have had it ready, but I had it ready like a couple of days ago. All right, I'm gonna have to sit there and look at it. I'm already kind of getting bored of trying to find it. But like I said, Timmy, I'm talking about like I don't watch any new talk shows. I'm talking about like old school, like because there's a YouTube channel called Liquid Soap, and they show like classic scenes from like Days of Our Lives and like Young and the Restless. And oh, and Wink was Kelly, since you was in the chat before, did I throw like a bottle cap or something like that? Because Wink was there talking about I threw a bottle cap or something. I got upset and I like crashed out and like inside of inside of his forever notes. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like I don't like what is that even supposed to mean, my love? Yes, I write a lot of notes, love. I have 5 shows to sit there and talk about and 5 shows to watch. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you even trying to sit there and say? Oh, like Murray, Jerry Springer. Oh, Jenny Jones. Yes, Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, and Richard Bay. Well, no one took Richard Bay seriously, but the other ones, yes. What's that show? Babe, it would just be easier if you would just sit there and say, you know what? You have a point. You have a point. Like, you have a point. Why can't you just sit there and say, you have a point? Monta was, yes. Tommy says, I understand where you're coming from, everybody. I just, in my opinion, like, never like talk shows and more soaps. There's some real proven that, yeah, no, I get you. I get what you're saying. No. Is he still alive? That's a good question. J Blue says, I write notes sometimes before I come to chat at times, too much stuff to remember. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. And Cat Lady says something like your forever notes. I'm like, what does that even mean? And like, of course you couldn't just sit there and say, you know what, Al, you're right. Like I wasn't even like expecting like total submission. Just sit there and say, you're right. But that's just our relationship. Ronnie is Ronnie, you still in the chat or are you sleeping right now? So Jay Blue, what she's really saying is that he's right. I'm just being sassy to be sassy. Like I'm just being sassy to be sassy. Because it'd just be too easy to sit there and say, you know what, babe, you're right. Still waiting for that one. Johnson says, imagine if one of the shows did an episode where characters appeared on a talk show like Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer was wild. Jerry Springer was wild. But I don't know, I just kind of got over it at that point. It's actually really messed up. I found, it's really messed up. So I found what I was going to ask you. But the problem is I wrote it. Okay, so the problem is I wrote it so fast that I can't read my hair. I don't know if I probably wrote it like that night when I was drinking because I don't know what I wrote. Like I don't know what I wrote. It was I don't know what I wrote. You'll never get submission from me. You sure about that? You sure about that? You don't write things you can't back up. Well, I mean, I remember that. Well, Jonathan, I remember something like that too, but it was Steve Wilkos and it was the Boondocks. Lux says, I found the funny that Tracy blames Cyrus coming to town on Sunday as if. Well, I don't think it was Tracy. I think it was Curtis. Ooh, said it with all caps. Mm, 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 mm. Told me. And that's why I love her even more every day. Oh, Drew said it. Okay. Yeah, he did say it. Yeah, he did say it. Tammy says, Albert, do you think Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fimmer going to break up because of Victor? No, no. I think it'll be stupid at this point to break them up after how long they've been together. But I did find Lauren to be annoying as shit though. Like when she practically outed, like she had a conversation with Michael, and then when Diane walks in, she's like, "Go on, Michael, tell Diane what we were sitting there talking about. Tell him about the plan or whatever." We both sat there and looked at Lauren like, "Has this chick lost her fucking mind?" And afterwards, Michael was like, "Why'd you say that for? Why'd you sit there and tell her?" And Lauren's like, "Oh, well, I did it to light a fire under you." I'm like, "How did you marry this chick?" I was like, "Yo, how did you marry this chick?" And this isn't about like any sort of power or like, you know, patriarchy shit or whatever, but this is your partner. And your partner just sat there and practically put out your information that you told her. And she did it with this bitchy ass stare. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm like, part of me was like, I don't know what you saw in this chick. I mean, besides the obvious. And if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. But like, I'm like, your attitude is just the fucking worst. Jay Blue says Cyrus brought blanks to Port Charles. Sasha got hooked. Cyrus basically became a serial killer, it but it let's get rid of but let's get rid of Sonny. Yeah. I don't remember her saying that, but that might be before my time. Um, but that's my whole thing though with Tracy. I'm like, Tracy, you gonna sit there and trust Sitwell? You, you gonna trust Sitwell? Because the thing is with Sonny, like everybody's just sit there saying, I'd rather trust the devil that we know than sit there and be dealing with some unknown factor. Tracy's like, no, no, no. Let's sit there and throw in our hands with Sitwell and see what happens. It's exact, and that's what I'm sitting there saying. Ariana, I'm like, she's usually pretty smart, but this is another chick that's not there operating off of emotions. And I get it. Sunny has done some stuff that you don't like about her, with her family and everything like that. But the thing with Sunny would never sit there and like use any one of her family members. Sitwell will have no qualms using the kids, using Ned, using anybody that's close to Tracy to get what he wants. Hey, absolutely, Jonathan. And guess who's going to sit there and be laughing at her? Guess who's going to be sitting there just relishing in the whole thing? I will. And I'll be an absolute dick about it as well. Just cause. Just cause. She ain't listening to nobody. I mean, hell, even Ned is like, yo, listen, I don't like Sunny for many reasons, but I mean, you had Cyrus there. I want Danny to go back to General City, Wisconsin to save his and Phyllis Summer from who? Exactly, he has no problem. Ariane, he has no problem with that. Jay Blue says also, why did they keep bringing up that knife with Alexis? It has to mean something. Didn't they bring up the gun though? Like, how did the gun get found? I'm still waiting for that. Remember that? That's how Alexis got exonerated because like they found this mysterious gun. Lux says Ned told Lulu, do me a favor and tell my mom. Yeah, if I remember, Jonathan. If I remember, I mean, there's so many cake moments. It's just like it's so many cake moments. Like Calais says, is Alexa going to take out Ava or Rick with that dagger? Thank you for reminding me of something, Cat Lady. But I gotta. You know what? Let me do this now. You just reminded me of something, so thank you for that. Grace from Hollyoaks. Seriously? There we go. Mm-hmm. Let's get a real. There we go. There we go. That's the picture right there. Uh, Oreo cookie cake. I remember Oreo cookie cake. That does actually sound pretty good. Hmm. What am I celebrating the downfall again? To whom? Oh, Tracy. Okay, got you. All right. If I well, it'll definitely be chocolate, but it actually sounds pretty good. And I think they actually do have that by my store. J Blue says that gun was the one Liz and Rick saw Ava toss over the bridge. It wasn't the gun that killed Kate. Oh, Tracy, okay, thank you, Jonathan. Tammy says, Albert, do you think Claire and Kyle will go with Adam against Victor on this one and Kyle buying his apartment? No, I don't think that that Adam is gonna really fight for them. I think he's gonna probably just want to give up the apartment. You know, at the end of the day, he said he just wants to sit there and just make a quick buck, which is weird because he's rich. I don't even understand why he even sat there and said that. But he don't have invested interest in like trying to fight for them. So I'm guessing he'll just be like, all right, whatever. I just at this point, Victor just has like this is why he's annoying. This is why he's annoying people. He just keeps doing the same dumb shit. Like first he's meddling in his kid's life. Now he's meddling in his granddaughter's life. And ultimately what it comes down to is like when you look at Claire, Claire traded one controlling parent or one controlling parental figure in her life just to go to another one that's being just as controlling as the first asshole that she had to sit there and deal with. Kelly says Adam's going to punk out and no sale to them. Yep. They gonna I mean, I guess you're just gonna have to sit there and get another one. And Nikki, listen, I think that Nikki's radiant, but Nikki pissed me off though. Like, oh, June 18th. Okay. She sat there and at first she was like, okay, I'm going to sit there and rock with you. I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to help you out and everything like that. And then she's not there saying, well, I don't think it's a good idea for you to sit there and move in with Kyle right away. Yo, you supposed to be sitting there backing her. Exactly, Kylie. I was like, you're supposed to be sitting there backing her, and now you're sitting there talking about, I just think right now you got to sit there and let your grandfather get some more time. Uh, What happened to all this? Oh, I think you should live your life, and I think you should do what you want to do. And like, where the like, It's like everything you just said, you just threw all that shit out the goddamn window. The 15th, Johnson, the 15th, from what I understand, this month. Kelly says Nikki ain't got no backbone. She sucks as a mother and a grandmother. Yeah, all that talk was just cheap. All that talk was just right out the goddamn window. And the thing is, like an asshole, I watched that shit last night where my ass should have been sleeping. My ass should actually be sleeping right now too. But um, and then we'd also talk about how Chelsea's an idiot. Chelsea, yo, listen, halfway through the episode, Chelsea was like, "Oh shit, what did I do?" Because after Chloe reamed her out for her just abandoning her, Chelsea was like, we're going to make a real difference at Newman Media. We're going to sit there and do the truth and the justice in the American way. And Chloe's like, you do understand that he will use Newman Media. He will use Newman Media to bulldoze his opponents. And Chelsea's like, well, what are you talking about? I talked to Adam and, he agreed that that we weren't going to do that. It's Newman Media. And she's like, then she starts realizing, like, oh shit, I fucked up. She's like, no, I'm just gonna make it work. And then she's just like, no, Adam's not gonna do that to me. I'm like, yo, listen, at least with Claire, she didn't really, she's didn't really have like a lot of. She doesn't seem like she's really grown up. Chelsea, you're just a moron at this point. What do you think Leslie will say to Nicole that her daughter was the one that ran over Laura? So essentially, Jonathan, her Leslie is throwing her daughter to the goddamn wolves. You know, blaming her for the accident. Leslie is a piece of shit. Right? Like I was gonna edit I was gonna edit myself earlier. No, Leslie is just like turning into just this. I mean, I know she's supposed to be a villain. We're supposed to not like her, and they're damn sure doing a good job with that. Kelly said she was supposed to tell Victor to leave them alone or she will put his old ass in a home all by herself. Keep it up. But I get it though, Tammy. I get it. She's looking out for her friend because let's be honest, Chelsea is naive as shit. If she thought that she was going to go there and was going to just make sure that Newman doesn't go after Billy and doesn't go after the competition and just only show fair and balanced, like, is Victor Newman. And then when she realized, she was like, oh, I just got caught up in everything. I was like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You made a lifelong decision. You traded a whole career because you got swept up in the moment. Even by soap opera standards, that's just fucking stupid. Tammy says after the whole Phyllis Summer gets even with Billy and tells Victor and Jack about Billy's doing. You hope that Phyllis you hope that Phyllis gets even with Billy? For what? Well, I mean, this is your opinion. We all agree to disagree, but like get even for what? Because Billy had enough of 60-something-year-old women that they're acting like a damn teenager. That's exactly what she's doing. Billy didn't have. Let's be honest. Phyllis came with her own baggage. She came with her own baggage, and most people would have been like, you know what? Listen, I can't sit there and partner with you. You got too much issues going on. Check your shit out first, and then get back to me. But Phyllis didn't want to live in reality. And so he was like, you know what? Listen, I'm done. Yes, yes, because he promised to give her a job. Yeah. And she promised to act right, and she acted like an asshole throughout the entire process. When he wanted her to sit there and be on point and be like, hey, listen, you can't bring your son in because he doesn't want to sit there and be part of the program. She didn't listen. She did what she wanted to do. And he lost his patience like any other grown ass adult would. So yeah, he promised her a job, but she also promised that she would sit there and commit and not sit there and BS. And she didn't do that. She didn't hold up her end of the bargain. So why should he sit there and hold up his end of the bargain? That's the thing. Like people don't got most people don't have patience for that. And I give Billy a lot of props because he has way more patience than other people would have. And all she did was sit there and all she did and by doing that, the only thing that she's sitting there doing is proving that she couldn't be trusted. And that Billy really did make a mistake because everybody was sitting there telling him, "Don't trust Phyllis because she's going to sit there and find a way to fuck it up." And that thing is like he's giving her multiple chances to sit there and clean up her act and be like, "Hey, let's just do this job or whatever." And if Daniel comes around, he comes around. And she traded in on his friendship. Like I can't. I like Phyllis usually, but like I no no. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to know that he's still alive. I was gonna sit there and look that up afterwards. Thank you, Jay Blow. And also thank you for yesterday, because I know that a certain someone was sitting there acting like an ass. Yes, I did, Jonathan. I saw it a few minutes before I came on. So we're gonna talk about that this weekend. Um, yes, I did. That's cool, Tammy. That's cool. Um, yeah, I was gonna look that up later on. I was gonna look that up later on because I was like, is he still alive? He used cannabis to help him with his MS. Oh, okay. Hey, listen, you do what you got to do. So, oh yeah, there's nothing in there. I didn't know he actually. Yeah, I didn't know he actually had MS. Shit. I can't think of it. There was another. I still don't see your comments, sir. When did you go? I still don't see your comments, sir. Where did you? When did you go to my channel? Talking about me? Like you said, you were going to do that the other night. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. No, I am going to sit there. Okay, that was you being sarcastic. Yeah, I just didn't get a second to sit there and watch it. But I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it because You actually put out another video though too. You put out another video, so I'm gonna watch your latest video. Yeah, 2 days ago. Okay, I would have I would have watched it yesterday, but I had to wake up at like 3:45 in the morning now. Uh, save and check that. Okay. Hmm. I like the thumbnail. I put out three so far this week. Yeah, no, I'm gonna check out the latest one. Yeah, I see that. 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. I'll check out the latest one this week. Still a bad girl though. I want you to know that. I want you to know you're still a bad girl. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. I was actually gonna end it like 9:20, but I want to sit there and stay a little extra. But I will be back for the members tomorrow. Um, we'll sit there and chop it up then. Tammy, Cat Lady loves me. That's just our thing. That's just our way of flirting with each other. Yeah, exactly, Tammy. She loves me. Have a night, J Blue. Thank you for joining. Have a night, Tammy. Have a night, Jonathan. Have a good night, Blackmon. Exactly. That's just that's just our thing. That's our little flirty relationship, And she knows I love her. Have a good night, Deluxe. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, exactly. That's just she loves me. Um, have a good night, Ariana. If yes, I will definitely be here tomorrow. We're gonna sit there and chop it up. We're gonna have a good time. And it was great to see you tonight. Thank you. Jonathan says, join us no time for another edition of Show Chat with our Biostick. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Johnson says, good night, everyone, and hit the like button. Yes, hit that like button. That shit really does help, trust me.